Brother Julski. Instructional video for you. I'm going to show you a few things that I know about a motorbike. First of all, let's just start with the setup. So on a bike, what I like to do is, the very first thing I like to do is make sure that the suspension's set up right. A lot of guys don't teach you this when they first learn how to ride a bike. You never learn how to set up the suspension. So here we got the rear suspension there. And the thing about the rear suspension is, there's two things about the suspension. First of all, the first thing is the preload. So get your preload right. Nobody ever sets up the fucking preload. Nobody ever fucking talks about it the way it should be talked about. On this one, it's just like there's an adjustment around there and it squeezes the spring that much more. Preload is all about your weight and how your weight matches the performance of the bike. So the performance of the suspension on the bike. So for example, on there, that was that preload there. And on here, you got the preload, which is adjusted at this point here on the front suspension. It's really, really, really important to get the preload right on the bike. Once you get the preload right, what you're going to find is your bike is going to handle shit on the roads. But on the track, it's going to be a fucking dream. An absolute fucking beast. It's going to handle corners like there ain't no problem. Okay, so that's the first thing. The first thing is preload. The second thing you got to adjust is a rebound. And there's another one, it's rebound and compression. That's it. Rebound and compression, slightly more complicated, but you basically have to fidget on this bike. You have to fidget with that setting there when it comes to rebound and compression. Essentially, the rebound is how quickly the spring comes back up at you, and the compression is how quickly it compresses. And these things, they kind of, the bike comes with the standard rebound and compression settings, and you want to start off with those. The manufacturer tells you what they are. Start off with those and then vary them according to your riding style and the track that you're dealing with. But the first thing is, get the preload right and you're already onto a winner. All right, don't let some other fucker set up the preload for you. Set it up yourself, follow the instructions. It's all to do with the height of the bike when it's unloaded. You basically have to be able to lift the bike up, and there's a special stand that you can use to do that. But take your time, get it set up right. That's the first thing. The second thing I would say about the bike, especially when you're getting it prepped for track days and stuff, is, I know it sounds like a silly little point to make, screen. You gotta get the screen height right, because one of the things about the bike is it will fucking blast you straight in your face. Especially when even if you just ride down the motorway and stuff. When you go in speed, the speed feels like a lot more speed just because the wind is hitting you straight into the chest and into the face. Even on for example, on your Diavel, I don't have anything fitted on this Diavel here, but if I was to fit something, it'd be a little screen like this if I was taking on motorway. But I'm not taking it on motorway. Anyway, so sorry, excuse the mess in my garage, man. It's kind of gym garage type setup, and it's terrible. Anyway, so that's the first thing. The other thing is, look at the specific issues to do with your bike. With this is a Fireblade 954. It's a fucking excellent bike. The only thing is, it had slight issues with the power delivery, with it being a bit brutal. So that's been addressed because there's been a power commander fitted in for the fueling to smoothen out the fueling and get rid of the super rich fueling. The second thing is, it's got a cheapy, crappy Öhlins steering damper. Steering dampeners are really good because they stop your bike from fidgeting like fuck. Because what you tend to do is, especially with me, when I come out of corners at some tracks, particularly Donington, what I find is that the front end can shake like crazy when you're accelerating hard out of a corner. So the only way around, that's just a weakness to do with this specific bike, but a lot of bikes have that same weakness, so that's something that you need to look at. So address any issues with your bike. And things like, you might want to tamper with a few other things to make your own personal bike. Like, I like to put these grippers on the side here. Stomp Grip, another company that do really good grippers. I find that these grippers are working really well for me, and they don't eat into my leathers. Stomp Grip, I find, have this little bitey thing on the ends that eat into your leathers and stuff, and I don't like that. But the whole purpose of this is that it helps to grip the bike when it's less strain in your legs. Not that I have much strain on my legs, but when you're accelerating hard, it helps to keep you in a good position. And when you're braking really hard, it stops you from being pushed right into the tank and stuff. You just kind of like grip the tank with your legs. Right. That's about personalization of the bike, and it's really important to get your bike set up just right for the way you ride and your height, and not so much your height, but certainly your weight. You might find, and this is uncommon, that you might find that especially with the front suspension, that if you're if you're big, like you're a super big guy, you might find that the springs inside your front suspension, they might actually have to be changed, because you might not be able to get the right height that's required when you come around to getting your preload set up. So you might find that you can't achieve the preload that you're supposed to achieve with the bike, given your weight, unless you go ahead and change the springs in the front of the bike. It might be that your standard springs aren't good enough for you. All right, so that's one thing to bear in mind. All right, the other thing, the third thing that I want to come on to is just, especially when I go on track days, keep your bike clean. And the thing about keeping your bike clean, right, this is one thing I've learned from my own personal experience, is that when you keep your bike clean, what you tend to do is you tend to check things like wear and tear on your discs, as well as your pads, because these are things that you will look out for. Any scratches or anything, any oil leaking out from your suspension, anything like this. When you clean the bike yourself, don't get some other guy to do it. Clean it yourself. You get to check all these little things out, and it only takes like maybe about 20 minutes of your life. Come on, it's worth it. You spot issues that that you need to be looking at, and in particular the condition of your chain and stuff. Once you get to grips with how everything should be looking and how everything is right on your bike, you're just that much more informed about what it is that you're getting into. Because bikes can just be tricky. There's not much to it really, but just clean your own bike and check it out thoroughly.